Hey y'all, it's Ashley. Just wanted to do a quick video. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I recorded my last video on my birth control options after infertility, and I told y'all the day after that video I was going to the doctor and that I would let y'all know what I found out. So basically, my appointment was like at 12 o'clock, and I got there, and the only thing I hate about my doctor's office, like, she's really nice, but she takes forever. Like, I end up being there like an hour and a half, 2 hours every time I go. It's frustrating. It's like, why even make an appointment, if you're not going to get me in on time? But basically, I talked to the nurse, and then my doctor was actually with somebody else. So when she come in, my appointment was like really brief. She didn't examine me or anything, but I was basically telling her, what I was wanting, whether the Implanon or the IUD, and she told me, that she would need to refer me to an actual OB because she's just a family practice doctor, and then the OB could talk to me more about my options, which is going to be a pain in the butt. So basically what she pretty much told me is all that she can give me is either the shot or the pill. That if I want to do something more advanced like Implanon or the IUD, that I'm actually going to have to go to a gynecologist. So that's frustrating because I really don't want to get referred to another doctor, not planning on being here that much longer. It's just a pain. So I'm not exactly, at this point I'm thinking I'm more than likely probably going to stay on the pill until after, until I get back home, and then go back to my doctor that actually delivered my daughter, and then go from there. Because the only thing is, like, since I lived in another state and since I delivered my daughter in another state, they have all of my medical records for my PCOS, for my delivery with my daughter, and they don't have any of that. Like here, this doctor doesn't. She doesn't know any of my history besides what I've told her, because she just started seeing me last year after I had Kira. And this is a really big decision, because if the IUD or anything like that, having fertility issues already, whatever choice I make could affect my ability to have more children. So I'm thinking, I've been on the pill this long, and I'm not really having any adverse side effects from it, other than the fact of it, interfering when I do have to take antibiotics or something like that, and having to remember to take it. But other than that, I'm doing fine on it. So I think, for the time being, I do eventually want to get something more long term. But, I'll probably wait until after the first of the year. I also wanted to update you all, because I know I had made a lap band video, which I still am considering on doing. I'll give y'all a little brief history. I had actually went on Phentermine last year, probably when my daughter was about 5 or 6 months old. I only took it for a month, and I come off of it. Now, it's not because I didn't lose weight on it. I ended up losing like 7 pounds on it in a month, which is okay. Some people can lose that in like a week to 2 weeks. But I just didn't change my diet, and I didn't exercise like I should have. And if I had, I could have lost more. Sorry, my daughter's sitting over here eating. Are you throwing your grapes in the floor, Kira? But, I could have done better on it, but it gave me mad energy. Like, it really did. It gave me insane energy, which at the time I was on blood pressure medication, and I had to be monitored like really, really close. And I would have like occasional heart palpitations and stuff like that. And also the fact that insurance doesn't cover the pills, so I had to pay for them out of pocket. And at the time, I had other things going on, and I just didn't take it real serious. So I only took them for about a month, and then I come off of them. The other morning, well, actually back before I went to the doctor, I had weighed myself. And I weighed in, now I was dressed and everything, and I weighed at 239. Now, I don't have a digital scale, so I about fell off the scale when I weighed that, because I'm like, ugh, that's so depressing. Well, I went to the doctor. And of course, they have a more accurate scale than I have here at home, and they weighed me, and I was 232, completely dressed. So that made me feel a little better, because I was like, okay, maybe my scale's weighing like 7 pounds heavy. Well, didn't really think anything else of it. And on Tuesday morning, I got up and just for kicks, I weighed myself. And I weighed 225. And I was really excited to see that number because I cannot tell you the last time I've been in the 220s. Probably, I mean, even before, like, I don't know when I got pregnant with my daughter. Maybe a while before I got pregnant with her. I mean, I didn't weigh myself a whole lot before I got pregnant because I didn't want to see it. It was just not something I wanted to know because I knew it was too much. But when I weighed myself, it was kind of like something kind of clicked. And I was like, I'm only 25 pounds from being under 200. And I can't tell you the last time I was under 200 pounds. And I'm like, that is a reachable goal. When I would get on the scale, before, and I'd be like 230, 240, and that was just, it was a real big bummer for me. And it almost seemed like it was just impossible, for me to lose 40 pounds, 37 pounds, but for some reason, when I saw 225 on the scale, it really inspired me. And I had saw a couple of nights before this in my medicine cabinet that I actually had some of my Phentermine left. And when I got off the scale and I went in the bathroom and I was reading on the bottle of the Phentermine, and I had like 5 pills left. And they're actually going to expire in May because they're only good for a year. And I was like, these pills are too good. I mean, not to mention the fact they work, but they're also expensive. And I'm like, they're too good to let go to waste. And so I took them. And Tuesday, I literally cleaned my entire house. Like, I didn't have any appetite. I drank water and like water with Crystal Light. I had 1 cup of coffee Tuesday night, but I literally did not sit down all day. I mean, I was like scrubbing my floor. I had so much energy. I mean, I washed my rugs. I mean, I was just going crazy in here. And I mean, I felt good. I just had a lot of energy. Wasn't hungry. And then I took another pill yesterday, which the only downfall is you have to adjust to it. And I didn't sleep worth a crap Tuesday night. It wasn't that I was anxious. It's just like I would go to sleep and I just couldn't keep my eyes shut. Like I was just wired. Like it felt like I drank like a pot of coffee and took a Red Bull. Okay. I mean, I just had all this energy and I couldn't fall asleep. And felt good. I had a great day yesterday. Even though I hadn't had a whole lot of sleep. Took my pill first thing in the morning on an empty stomach about 30 minutes before I ate breakfast. Then I got up and I had 1 egg and I had a mandarin orange and some water. And I was full, felt fine. Went on about a 2-mile walk with my neighbor, stopped by the playground with my daughter, let her play. I mean, just had a really good time, walked home, had a great afternoon with my husband and my daughter, which the bad thing is right now, when we go to the store, we're going to have to shop completely different because I want to change my diet. I want to quit buying like pork chops, all that greasy stuff. I want to buy, fruits and vegetables, nuts, stuff that's going to be good for us to snack on. Because, the only downfall I'm having right now is we just don't have a lot in the house. So when we go to the grocery store, we're going to have to shop. So when we got back yesterday, I took like half of a tortilla. I put some like sandwich chicken on there, a couple of pieces of like block cheese, and I cut up a tomato and just a little bit of mustard, and I had that. And then I had like a half of a pickle and with water. And then I didn't snack or eat anything else. And then I had to have pork chops. I had to make pork chops last night because I'm very limited as what I have in the freezer. But I made a pork chop, literally I baked it, didn't, use any kind of grease or anything like that. I baked it. It wasn't, greasy or anything. Maybe took 3 bites of it. Had a really good sized portion of broccoli. We made some macaroni and cheese for my daughter, so I took about 2 bites of it, had water, and then I have noticed I cannot go completely off coffee. I have a Keurig and I love it. And I'm a big coffee drinker. I always have been. The only time I haven't drank coffee is when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I didn't drink any caffeine at all. When I was pregnant with her, I switched to decaf, and I really didn't have a taste for coffee I mean, I didn't drink Mountain Dew, didn't drink Diet Coke. The only little bit of caffeine that I had when I was pregnant with her is if I would go out, I would order sweet tea, or every now and then I would crave sweet tea with lemon and from Sonic, like the big, Route 44 one. But tea doesn't have as much caffeine, as Coke and coffee and all that. And I mean, it was very, very limited. But other than that, I drink coffee every day, and I mean, we're talking between 2 and 4 cups a day. And I noticed that in the evenings I'll get caffeine headaches because I haven't been drinking every morning because I take my pill. And then I would be like, freaking out, having all this energy. So in the evening, I have been allowing myself to have 1 cup of coffee. I'm not going to cut my coffee out. I'm just going to cut it way down to 1 to 2 cups a day. I'm not going to switch to caffeine free because that's not going to help my headaches. But I am going to switch creamer. I love French vanilla, but you can get French vanilla fat-free, sugar-free, and just use it very sparingly. So yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of myself. I've already lost like 3 or 4 pounds just within a matter of like 3 days. I weighed myself this morning. I was like, it's really hard to tell on my scale because my scale, like I said, isn't digital. So it's like rocking in between 222 and 223. And when I weighed myself on Tuesday, I was 225. So I'm going to have to get a digital scale because it's so aggravating because you're like, you get on there, then you get off, and you're like, what's it saying? So, but I'm really excited. I mean, lap band is still very much an option for me, if I'm not successful with this. But I mean, and some people are going to say really bad things about Phentermine. I've read all the reviews. I know about that. My mom took Fen back in the day when I was a kid, and it had horrible side effects. I mean, basically, it suppresses my appetite. It gives me energy that I don't have, and it works. I mean, I've literally lost like 3 pounds in like less than 3 days, and it gives me the ability to not snack, and it gives me that added boost, and I'm not saying I'm going to be on it for the rest of my life, but if it can assist me in getting started with getting this weight off and keeping it off, then I'm going to do what I have to do. Now, I get mine by prescription. Now, you can order it online, and if I couldn't get it through my doctor, then I would get it online because it works. I go back to the doctor on the 15th for my yearly. Unfortunately, I called, and they can't get me in any sooner. So I've got like 1 or 2 pills left because I took one today. And then I'm going to have to go like 2 weeks without taking it. But I'm going to try to stay on the wagon and not gain back what I've lost. Try to keep eating the way I've been eating, not drinking the caffeine, not drinking the Coke and the tea and, all that stuff, not eating the sugar, not, I ate just a little bit of carbs, but I'm not, overdoing it. But I mean, I'm going to be on my own for like the next 2 weeks because I can't get back into the doctor till the 15th. And then, hopefully she'll refill my prescription and I'll be able to start back on it. Because I can get it for like $30 from her, and it's a lot more expensive online. But I've looked up a lot of videos of people taking it, and I mean, they have results. It works. It does. I know because I've taken it. So if any of you out there have taken it, or if you have any questions, let me know, and hopefully, I can stay strict the next 2 weeks, and the scale will keep going down, and I won't gain back this 3 or whatever pounds I've lost. But I just wanted to do a quick check-in. I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's supposed to be really pretty here, so I'm hoping we can get out and enjoy it. I think they're gonna have an air show near us, and we have a birthday party for a little boy that's one of our neighbors that's turning 1, and the weather's supposed to be gorgeous. It's supposed to be like in the high 70s and 80s and sunny. So I'm looking forward to spending the weekend with my family, and I hope all of you are doing good, and I hope y'all get to relax this weekend. And I will update again really soon and do another weigh-in report, and let y'all know how it's going. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.